Are back for another Monday Miracle video, and I am talking about a 10-year-old kiddo here that we are working with, and he has seen awesome improvements in things like anxiety. His mom put it just feeling more comfortable in his own skin, more relaxed, less picky eating, more sleep, improved posture, and the big one that I really want to hit home on and talk a little bit about when it comes to the neurology of it all is mood, emotional regulation, and social interaction and engagement. And if you haven't seen one of our Monday Miracles videos before, come on here every Monday and just chat a little bit about some wins that we're seeing in the office, whether it be a specific kiddo, a family, a parent, whatever it may be. And so for this 10-year-old, we're seeing some awesome improvements. We've been working with him for a couple of months now. And what we identified when he came in for his nervous system scans, which I really couldn't do my job without. Our office relies on them, and they're so critically important because whether it's anxiety, ADHD, sensory processing, big emotions, trouble sleeping, trouble pooping, whatever it may be, for these kiddos, they're oftentimes multifactorial, and we have to get down to the root cause and identify like, hey, is this a nervous system thing or something that we can help with? Or is it maybe more a diet thing? Or is it maybe more a behavior thing? Or what might it be? And our scans give us a lot of info, but two pieces of the puzzle that I want to point out with this specific case is one of them is able to measure where your kiddo is at when it comes to balancing the two different sides of your nervous system. We talk about it like a gas pedal and a brake pedal, your go stress mode versus your more unwind, relax, regulate, calm, sleep, all that type of stuff. And so for so many kids, we are able to see like, oh yeah, they're spending way more time in their stress mode because their body is getting hardwired as a kiddo to spend more time in it. And so we have to get in there and calm it down. And the other one was they all tie together to tell the story, even though they're all their own independent, objective functional data scans as well, is we're looking at energy, high energy or low energy. So if you've got a kiddo who maybe is showing a lot of fatigue, doesn't want to get super involved in sports or activities or things like that, oftentimes we're seeing some exhaustion in there. We see it all the time with parents, but we're seeing it earlier and earlier with kids, unfortunately, too. But a lot of kids, we're seeing high energy. And that was the case with this kiddo. Lots of energy. So kind of energetically on edge. His body was really working hard. And so that's what we see all the time with anxiety, not feeling comfortable in your own skin, sensory processing, because it's just an excess in energy in the system, kind of like you're always kind of on edge, right? And so we started to get in there and just calm everything down. It's just really calming adjustments and started to release and unwind and get that stress out of there. And his nervous system scans now are really showing an improvement in terms of more balance, more the energy that we're looking for, not too high of energy. And that's where we start to see these amazing improvements. And the big one, like I said, I wanted to focus on is the kind of mood and emotions, but really the social aspect of it. And the reason why I wanted to focus on that is because there's this big nerve out there called the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is getting a lot of hype because it is, when I talk about brake pedal and calming, that is a big piece of it. And we've known that for many years. So there's lots of different things you can do to try to stimulate your vagus nerve. The chiropractic adjustment is absolutely the number one. But things like yoga, meditation, an ice bath, humming, those types of things can help stimulate it momentarily. But the chiropractic adjustment and the care that we provide really helps to really strengthen what's called vagal tone or make that vagus nerve stronger, which helps balance out the nervous system like we were talking about before. And so the reason why this is so important when it comes to social interaction and engagement is because we've recently found with new research that the vagus nerve is also responsible for exactly that, social interaction and engagement. And so when we are stimulating that vagus nerve, calming the nervous system, improving balance, improving regulation, when mom then comes in and says, you're never gonna believe this, but he's starting to give us more hugs, or you're never gonna believe this, but he's starting to talk to not strangers, but adults that maybe he wouldn't be as comfortable with out in public, and just having conversations with them, and as opposed to kind of when he would get asked a question, kind of turn towards mom and kind of unsure a little bit what to say. And I'm like, well, that's amazing. And we see that a lot, right? I do believe it because we start to stimulate the vagus nerve. And so maybe that wasn't exactly what their goals were coming in, but when I'm talking to mom and she's saying, he's an older boy, he has a little sister, and we just thought, he wasn't as touchy, wasn't as lovey. But now it turns out that he is, and we just had kind of missing out on this, which, kind of sucks to hear him say, but it's also amazing to see that that's not the case anymore, that they were missing out on some of the hugs and the loviness and all that, and now they're just absolutely loving it. Mom's noticing it, dad's noticing it. It happened in the office yesterday. Dad was getting his adjustment, and he gave him a hug, and dad was just kind of like, look at this. And it's just amazing, right? Super exciting stuff. So if any of your kiddos are out there struggling with social, emotional, behavioral troubles, send us a message. We'd love to help. Our nervous system scans tell the story. They give you so much important information as parents. Happy Monday. Have a great week.